right here, you are gonna witness an absolute spectacle. So what happens next?
Equal parts comedic knee-slapper and white-knuckle thriller, Jordan Peele's Nope is a farcical love letter to Hollywood and to the American dream. It is, at once, a no-frills version of exactly what its trailers are selling, a film about objects falling from the sky and characters catching glimpses of something sinister in the clouds, and yet it's entirely unlike its straightforward marketing, which proves hints of plot but skillfully disguises its tone. It's also wonderfully spoiler-proof in part because it's completely unlike Peele's previous work, both thematically and in the evolution of his craft.
Are you ready? Here we go.
Nope follows Hollywood horse wranglers O.J. Haywood Jr., played by Daniel Kaluuya, and his sister Em, played by Keke Palmer. After the mysterious death of their father, they find contrasting ways to move forward. O.J. silently keeps their business afloat, and Em leaves their ranch behind to market her various talents to anyone who'll listen, including Steven Yeun's Jupe, an actor-turned-entrepreneur who runs a Western-themed carnival. As a former child star, he has some highly publicized traumas of his own. As much as Nope is about characters threatened by what could be a flying saucer, it's also about what drives their responses to events like mysterious power failures and an assortment of mundane objects raining down from above. Whether or not they're in it to save the world or even to survive, what they ultimately want is to capture the spectacle of this UFO, repackage it, and sell it for a fortune.
Undeniable proof of aliens on camera.
That's not to suggest that Peele takes a casual approach to the material. It's one of the most genuinely edge-of-your-seat summer movies in quite some time. And the tension is ramped up with every subsequent scene, thanks in no part to Michael Abel's unsettling score. But it also can't help but read like an introspection of Peele's own hand in modern Hollywood, and its black horror resurgence. Get Out and Us have already been echoed and imitated poorly even in their short lives, so it stands to reason that Peele might, on some level, question what his images even mean and what his place might be within cinematic history. That history is front and center from the moment we meet Em and OJ, who introduce themselves as movie royalty. Some of the very first moving images were of a black jockey riding a horse, and the Hayward siblings claim to be descendants of this jockey. Their continued horse trading in an age of CGI is, in part, a means to keep the jockeys and their father's legacies alive. Or at least that's how they sell it. The more the film unfolds, the more the question of its veracity seems to creep in through the corners of the frame, given what Nope ends up being about. On one hand, it's an ode to filmmaking and to the power of moving pictures. It seems to ask what or who is the love of cinema and of crafting images actually in service of. Because on the other hand, Nope is about the carny spirit of American myths and the American dream. And what's more American than Hollywood? Given the Simlink's industry involvement, Nope abounds with logos and terminology that play as in jokes about movie making. And yet, stylistically, Nope is hardly a dressing down of studio films. If anything, it's a testament to Peele that he can both project an uneasiness for the blockbuster as a concept, while also making one of the most purely entertaining pieces of popcorn cinema this year. It's a film that has its cake and eats it too, and it absolutely deserves to.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
Few in mainstream Hollywood are working on Peele's level from a purely craft perspective, especially the way he still manages to slow down and miss the satirical bombast and connect you have to his characters, often through the way he directs and captures performance. Palmer turns Em into a rich, multifaceted career hopper through body language alone. Yeun has rarely been more hauntingly enrapturing, especially with so little screen time. And Kaluuya, Peele's not-so-secret weapon in Get Out, returns once more to guide us on an entire rendezvous using reaction shots alone.
You'll be getting a call from my supervisor asking how my service was.
5 stars, Angel, 5 stars.
A hilariously bleak vision of the American dream, Jordan Peele's Nope is a farcical love letter to Hollywood filmmaking. A sci-fi horror comedy that builds cinematic myths before casually knocking them over, it's one of the most effective and purely entertaining summer blockbusters in years from a studio director at the peak of his craft. What makes Nope work as both satire and sincere blockbuster is how downright persuasive it is, emotionally and aesthetically. It makes you cheer not for a rousing stand against oblivion, but for the gaudy pursuit of money and stardom, even at the cost of your own traumas. For more on Nope, watch Jordan Peele give his cast the ultimate horror quiz. And for everything else, stick with IGN.
That cloud, he moved an inch.
It's aliens. They're just waiting for the perfect time to shove metal probes up our asses.
I'll be rooting for you.